Hello, welcome. I'm Tauni, and today I'm leading you through a Vinyasa Yoga practice that will be a total body practice with an emphasis on the hips. As always, listen to your body, make the practice your own, and let's just enjoy our time together on the mat. So when you're ready, meet me down in a comfortable seated position, lightly resting your hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders. And let's close the eyes. Begin to turn your attention to your breath. Begin to take some of your longest, deepest breaths of the day. Take a moment to scan the body, being mindful of anything that might feel tender today or might need a little extra care. And today I want to encourage you to celebrate the little things. Let's celebrate being able to be on our mat, celebrate our bodies, and let go of anything that perhaps you think your body should be able to do. Let's instead focus on what it can do. Opening the eyes, breathe in, reach your arms over the head. Let's take that left hand down to the mat and begin to reach up and over. As you begin to open up all through the side body. Then lifting up, begin to fall forward any amount, maybe rounding into your low back. Just begin to gently open up the hips. And sitting up tall, we're going to place the opposite leg in front. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right arm down into that lateral stretch. Sitting up and coming forward. Begin to walk the hands in and meet me in a tabletop position. So meet me on all fours with knees under hips, wrists over the shoulders. We're going to extend the right leg straight out from the hip. Tuck the left toes under, and we're going to start to shift the weight back and forward at your own pace. Couple more times. And then coming into bird dog pose. So the right leg goes behind, left arm extends forward. Find your balance. Belly lifting in. We're going to keep the extension on our arm and our leg, but then just lower and tap the mat and then lift back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Tap and lift. Now from here, you can remain in bird dog or bend the leg and then maybe reach back, place that foot into the hand, and then actively press into the hand to open up the front of the body. Extend back out to bird dog, and then release back to that tabletop. So extending the left leg out this time, right toes down into the mat, begin to move forward and back. And bringing that leg behind you. Find bird dog, find balance. Keeping the arm and leg extended, tap the floor and lift. Tap and lift. Hold. Choose to remain here, maybe bend the leg, maybe placing the foot into the hand and actively press. Extend back out and come back down. Let's take the knees wide, bring the feet together, sit the hips back for extended child's pose. Inching your fingers forward, lightly pressing into the hands. Breathe into that back. So as you take the breath in, the belly expands, that back expands, and then draw it in. Begin to come forward, lower your body to the mat, and into Sphinx pose. So forearms down, shoulders over elbows. Look forward. Be sure your shoulders are down. You've created space between your shoulders and your ears. Lower to the mat. Hands by chest, elbows in. Cobra pose. Maybe just a baby cobra. Release the chest back to the mat. Tuck the toes under. Knees are going to stay down. Press up to a supported plank. So know that you can always keep the knees down and come into supported positions. And then when you're ready, lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Hands shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance. Alternate bending your knees. And then find down dog. Biceps right by ears, tailbone lifting. Lift the right leg for one leg dog. And then step the foot to the outside of the right hand as the back knee finds the mat. We're going to heel toe, so you're nice and wide. Flex the foot and roll to the outer edge of the foot and maybe place the right hand on the right knee. Again, you're never forcing a stretch. Just really starting to open up these hips. Then bring it back, heel toe the foot in, step back to downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg, one leg dog. Stepping that foot wide to the outside of the hand. Back knee to the mat. Flexing the foot, roll to the outer edge of the left foot, and again, maybe twisting, gently placing the left hand on the knee. And begin to lift, heel toe, and step back to downward facing dog. Begin to look forward and step the feet to the top of your mat, to your hands. Lengthen into a half lift. So maybe hands to the shins, flatten your back. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise up, high mountain, reach your arms up over the head, bringing the hands to the heart center. Bend both knees, sit back into chair pose, and extend your arms. Keeping your back straight, bring the hands back to the heart center. We're going to cross that left ankle above the right knee, moving into one leg chair, sometimes called standing pigeon. And then see if you can bend deeply into that right leg. Knee to chest as you reach your arms up over the head. Step back to warrior two. Take some time here to find your pose. Be sure knee over ankle, that knee is not collapsing in. Lengthen and extend through the fingertips. Begin to reach forward, moving into side angle. So you're going to have the option to bend the elbow, or maybe take the foot down, or the hand, excuse me, down to the inside of the foot unsupported. Maybe you hold onto the ankle. Just wherever it is that you are, be sure the chest is open and it's not we're starting to face the mat. We want to keep the body open. Use your core strength. Lift up to warrior two. Stay bent. It's that forward leg. You're doing beautifully. Begin to windmill your hands, taking the left hand down, lift the back heel, revolved lunge. Taking the hand to the mat, drop the back knee to the mat, and rise up into a kneeling lunge. Press your hips forward. Taking the hands to the mat, straighten your forward leg for a half split. So this time I would like you to pull the right toes up towards you, hinge forward, lengthen through that hamstring. Come back forward, bring both hands to the inside of that foot. We're going to move into lizard pose. So you might need to create a little bit of space, maybe heel toe that foot out a little wider to the right. We're going to lift the back knee. And for lizard pose, you can lower the forearms to the mat or maybe onto a block. I'm going to use my block today. Keep pressing through that back heel. Now start to shift forward and back, really getting into this hip joint. And then find stillness. And press up. Drop the back knee. If you've heel-toed it wide, bring it back in line with the hip. We're going to move back into that half split, or for those of you who want to practice your full split, you are welcome to do so. Don't worry about what you look like. Just do your best if you're choosing this option. Good. Then whatever pose you're in, step back to down dog. We're going to take a half series flow, moving forward to that high plank. Shift forward, lower your body to the mat. Lift into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, so we're still on that right side. I want you to bend the knee, open up the hip. Try to keep your shoulders square to the mat. Release into that left heel. Now extend the leg for one leg dog. Bring that foot forward, but turn in to the corner of your mat, dropping into Skandasana pose. So you're always welcome to keep the hands down. If your heel is up, that's okay. Bring the hands to the mat and walk to the back of the mat. The left toes turn to the corner, Skandasana on this side. One more time, back to the front. So really getting into the hips, a great stretch here for the inner thigh as well. And then to the back of the mat. Now hands to the mat. We're going to pivot, step back to downward facing dog. So you're now facing the back of your mat. Look forward, bring your feet to your hands. Half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. And fold. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, rise, high mountain. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Bend both knees, chair pose. Extend the arms. So notice your back here. You're going to want to try to get it a straight or a neutral spine. Sometimes that butt will stick out. Let's tuck that under slightly. Hands to the heart, pick up that right foot, flex it, cross it over the left knee, and maybe bend deeper into the left leg. Standing pigeon, maybe extending your arms. Knee to chest, stand tall. Warrior 2. Big step back. Find your pose. Also want to be sure our hips are level. Sometimes they're going to want to tilt. If you can take it straight across. Side angle, lean forward. Then find your pose. A block here is also great. If you can't quite reach the floor, I like to hold onto my ankle sometimes. Deep breaths. Warrior 2. Circle that right hand to the mat. Back heel lifts, revolved lunge. Bring that left hand down, drop to the right knee. Warrior lunge, kneeling, sink forward into the hips. This is great for opening up the thigh and the hip flexors. Bringing the hands to the mat, half split, so straighten that left leg, pull the toes back towards the face, bring the chest lower to the thigh. Bring it back forward, maybe come a little wider, hands to the inside of the foot, moving into lizard pose. Once you're in your pose, see if you can rock forward and back. Again, just working throughout that hip joint. Belly lifted. And then find your pose and hold. Begin to lift the chest. Back knee to the mat. Here's your option. You heel toe back in. Come into that half split or practice your full. Working your way out of your pose, step back to downward facing dog. Stay or flow through that vinyasa. This time we're going to add that chaturanga. So moving forward to that high plank, optional chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, one leg dog, but bend that knee. So if you're going to look underneath your right arm, you're looking for your foot. Good, extend the leg, step it forward, but turn the left toes to the corners, drop into Skandasana. So this time I'm going to give you an option, either hands to heart, or maybe you want to open up. Good, hands back to the heart, go back to the front of your mat, bending into that right leg. Again, hold or extend. Bring it back in, walk to the back of your mat. One more time each side. Choose your best option. Some of you might even bind this. That's another option. You can always pick, depending on your practice. Back to the front one last time. And step back to downward facing dog. Looking forward, feet to hands. Half lift, forward fold. Inhale, rise, high mountain. Bringing the hands to the heart center. Softly bending those knees. We're going to balance first on the right foot. Pick up the left leg as high as you can. Wrap it around that thigh, maybe hooking the toes on the calf. And then left arm under right, palms together or back of the hands. Eagle pose. So keep your arms. Bring that left knee to the chest. Find balance. Warrior 3 as you extend the left leg back, hinge forward. Slowly rise, mountain pose. How'd you do? You can always take those arms, guys, wherever you need them. Take the feet to the edges of the mat, toes turned out, hands to heart. Yogi squat, Malasana. Drop your hips down to the mat, back straight. And press up, mountain pose. Good, take a breath, refocus. Softly bend those knees. Eagle pose, balancing on the left, so lift the right leg as high as you can. Wrap it around. Right arm under left. Eagle. Keeping the arms. Bring that right knee to your chest. Stand tall. Slowly hinge forward as you extend the right leg back for Warrior 3. Slowly rise. Release, step wide. One more yogi squat, hands to heart center. Begin to drop your hips. You can use your elbows to open up your knees a little more. Good. Take the hands to the mat. Bring your feet in. See if you can bring your feet hip distance apart. Lift your heels. See if you can balance here. Lift your chest, hands to heart. So again, we're just working on some mobility here. Now slowly See if you can drop your heels to the mat. This requires some ankle mobility. So you're going to reach your arms forward. See if you can drop your heels. And then lower your body to the mat. How did you do? You can always pause and try that again. Just some mobility work. And again, some flexibility in your ankles required for that one. So find your sits bones. We're going to find boat pose. So again, good posture, lifting the feet. Stay here, add the extension, arms up and legs extend. And come down. Bring your hands under your shoulders, fingers forward, incline, tabletop, press your hips up. Good, bringing the hips down. Have a seat, extend the legs. So we have worked some on flexibility in our hip flexors. Now let's work on a little bit of strength. I invite you to sit up tall, hands at your sides like seated staff. Flex the feet. Lift the right leg any amount for 1, place it down. 2, we're going to do 10, 3, 4. Low belly in. Let's do 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides. Sit up tall. Lift the left leg for 10, 9. Two more. Good. Bend those knees. Incline tabletop. Press it up. So now we're going to start to straighten the legs, but swing the hips through, and you're going to crunch. So keep lifted. Crunch, 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 crunch. Come onto the heels and hands. Lift back up. Try it 2 more times. Squeeze those abs. Lift your hips. And up. Last time. Good. Drop the hips. Seated fold. Again, toes turned up. Lengthen. Exhale, bring the chest forward. And fold. Begin to lower the body to the mat, scooping the abs in nice and controlled. And then bring the knees into the chest. Placing the feet on the mat, hands to your sides. We're going to move into bridge pose. So pressing your hips up, so press through the feet, walk the shoulders together and down your back. Maybe some of you might reach for your ankles. Continue to press your hips up. Coming out of your pose, feet together, knees wide, reclining butterfly. Begin to lift the knees. We're going to do one more bridge pose. So when you're ready, lifting up, maybe find something a little different than what you did last time. I'm going to bind my hands this time. And again, let's celebrate what we can do, celebrate the little things. And releasing down, hugging the knees to the chest, rocking side to side. Placing the feet near the edges of the mat and away from the body, knees bent. Bring those arms up into those goalposts and then drop both knees over to the right and the left. Couple more times. And then when you're ready, arms to your sides with the palms up, legs extended, finding stillness in Savasana, our final resting pose. Beginning our transition out of this pose with small movements. And let's take a full body stretch. Reach your arms over the head, point the toes, stretch to the fingertips. And then bring the knees in and roll to your side into a resting position. Keeping those eyes closed for just a few more moments. And I'm going to encourage you one more time to celebrate the little things, not only on our mat, but as you go throughout the day. Try to celebrate, try to find joy in the little things. I think you'll find you'll be more relaxed and just happier. Let's open the eyes, help yourself up to have a seat. You did beautifully. I say it every time. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Have a blessed day.